This is GGN News Focus. This segment focuses on stories about Gwangju and Jeonnam that are useful to know in your daily life.
GGN 뉴스포커스에서는 일상생활에서 알아두면 좋은 지역 뉴스에 대해 알려드립니다.
Yongsan River Water Quality Improvement Project expected to gain momentum.
영산강 수질 개선 사업이 탄력을 받을 전망입니다.
Gwangju City's initiative, the Yongsan River Clean Water Utilization Project, aimed at addressing climate change and severe drought conditions, is expected to gain momentum. Gwangju Metropolitan City plans to invest a total of 98.4 billion won from this year until 2030 to establish a sound water circulation system for the Yongsan River. The project is anticipated to accelerate following President Yoon Suk-yeol's remarks during the Gwangju Civic Forum on September 5th, where he emphasized the importance of ensuring a safe water supply in response to climate change, and pledged strong support for the Yongsan River Water Reuse Plan.
광주시가 기후 위기에 대응하고 심각한 가뭄에 대비하기 위해 추진하는 영산강 맑은물 활용 사업이 탄력을 받을 전망입니다. 광주광역시는 영산강의 건전한 물순환 체계 구축을 위해 올해부터 2030년까지 총 사업비 984억 원을 투입, 서구 덕흥보에서 북구 월산보까지 약 10km 구간의 하천 복류수를 취수해 수질을 개선하는 영산강 물 재이용 방안을 적극 추진하고 있습니다. 광주시는 특히 지난 9월 5일 광주 민생토론회에서 윤석열 대통령이 기후 변화에 대응하기 위한 안전한 물 공급 방안의 중요성을 언급하며 영산강 물 재이용 방안에 대해 적극 지원을 약속한 만큼 사업 추진에 속도가 붙을 것으로 기대하고 있습니다.
Gwangju City conducts special inspection of illegal public health businesses.
광주시가 불법 공중위생업소에 특별 단속을 실시합니다.
Gwangju Metropolitan City recently carried out a special inspection of 30 beauty salons in the area, resulting in the identification of 5 illegal businesses, including unregistered beauty salons. As the number of new registrations for beauty salons has increased by over 10% annually over the past 2 years, Gwangju City anticipated that illegal operations such as unregistered businesses would expand. Therefore, the city conducted this special inspection to strengthen management. The main violations found included 3 cases of unregistered beauty salon operations, 1 case of failure to report changes, and 1 case of failure to report closure.
광주광역시는 지역 미용업소 30개소에 대해 특별 단속을 실시한 결과 무신고 미용업소 등 불법 영업업소 5개소를 적발했습니다. 광주시는 공중위생업소 중 미용업소에 대한 신규 신고 등록수가 최근 2년 동안 매년 10% 이상 증가함에 따라 무신고 영업 등 불법 운영이 확대될 것으로 예상돼 이에 대한 관리 강화를 위해 이번 특별 단속을 실시했습니다. 주요 위반 사례는 무신고 미용업 영업행위 3건, 변경신고 미이행 1건, 폐업신고 미이행 1건 등입니다.
Gwangju City conducts safety training for electric vehicle fire response.
광주시가 전기차 화재 대응 안전교육을 실시했습니다.
Gwangju Metropolitan City held a safety training session on electric vehicle fire prevention and response at the Gwangju Work Family Balance Support Center, targeting apartment complex managers and safety officers on the 21st. This training was directed at managers and safety officers from 458 apartment complexes with underground electric vehicle charging facilities, as well as city and district officials. Choi Yang-ju, a professor from the Gwangju Fire Department, led the session, providing instruction on the characteristics of electric vehicle fires, methods for preventing fires, and evacuation procedures for residents. A key focus of the training was to teach early response guidelines based on different stakeholders such as management offices, electric vehicle owners, and residents to ensure they can respond immediately in the event of a fire.
광주광역시는 21일 광주 일가정 양립지원본부에서 공동주택 관리사무소장 및 안전관리자를 대상으로 전기자동차 화재 예방 및 대응 안전교육을 실시했습니다. 지하에 전기차 충전 설비가 설치된 458개 공동주택 관리소장 및 안전관리자, 시구 관련 부서 공무원을 대상으로 한 이번 교육에는 최양주 광주소방본부 교수가 전기자동차 화재 특성, 화재 예방법, 입주민의 피난 행동 요령 등을 교육했습니다. 특히 관리사무소, 전기차 차주, 입주자 등 대응 주체에 따른 초기 대응 요령을 교육하며 화재 발생 때 즉각적인 대처가 가능토록 했습니다.
Gwangju City to focus on intensive inspections for major accident prevention until December.
광주시가 12월까지 중대재해 예방을 집중 점검합니다.
Gwangju Metropolitan City will conduct intensive inspections on the fulfillment of obligations for preventing major accidents for the second half of 2024 until December. This initiative aims to create a safe working environment for workers at the city's offices, affiliated institutions, and workplaces, and to ensure that citizens can use public facilities safely. The inspections will target 61 departments responsible for outsourcing, contracting, and entrusted work in the main office, affiliated institutions, and offices for major industrial accidents. Additionally, 45 departments that manage public facilities will be inspected for major accidents affecting citizens.
광주광역시는 2024년 하반기 중대재해 예방 의무 이행 사항을 오는 12월까지 중점 점검합니다. 이는 광주시와 직속기관, 사업소 사업장 근로자의 안전한 근로환경을 만들고 시민들이 공중이용시설을 안전하게 이용할 수 있도록 하기 위함입니다. 점검 대상은 중대산업재해의 경우 본청, 직속기관, 사업소의 도급, 용역, 위탁사업부서 61개 부서, 중대시민재해는 공중이용시설 등 관리부서 45개 부서입니다.
Gwangju to provide chance to meet Han Kang's Nobel Prize winning works on screen.
노벨문학상 한강 작품을 스크린으로 만날 수 있습니다.
You can experience the works of Han Kang, the first woman from Korea and Asia to win the Nobel Prize in Literature, on the big screen. Gwangju Metropolitan City is celebrating Han Kang's Nobel Prize win and revitalizing the Gwangju independent cinema by holding special screenings of the film adaptations of her novels, The Vegetarian and Scar. These films will be screened on October 25th and November 5th at the Gwangju Independent Cinema in Donggu, with tickets available for reservation on the cinema's website.
한국 최초이자 아시아 최초 여성 노벨문학상 수상자인 한강의 작품을 스크린으로 만날 수 있습니다. 광주광역시는 한강 노벨문학상 수상 기념 및 광주 독립영화관 활성화를 위해 소설 원작 영화 채식주의자와 흉터 2편을 특별 상영합니다. 영화는 오는 25일과 11월 5일 두 차례 광주시 동구 광주 독립영화관에서 상영되며 영화관 누리집에서 예매 가능합니다.
Jeonnam Province strengthens support for multicultural families, mothers, and newborns.
전남도가 다문화 가정 산모와 신생아 지원을 강화합니다.
Jeonnam Province is focusing on enhancing support for mothers and newborns in multicultural families through policies such as dispatching postpartum helpers directly to households. According to the province's analysis of the 2023 Statistics Korea data, the number of multicultural newborns in the region is about 7,900, accounting for 6.8% of the national total, making it the highest in the country. The number of multicultural households in Jeonnam stands at 15,600, with a total of 51,000 members, representing 2.8% of the province's population. Marriage migrant women living in South Korea often face more challenges than native-born residents during childbirth and postpartum recovery due to differences in lifestyle and culture.
전라남도가 다문화 가정의 산모와 신생아 지원을 위해 산모 도우미를 직접 가정으로 파견하는 등 다문화 출산 복지 정책에 주력하고 있습니다. 전남도에 따르면 2023년 통계청 자료를 분석한 결과 전남의 다문화 출생아 수는 약 7,900명으로 전국의 6.8%를 차지해 가장 많습니다. 가구 수는 1만 5,600세대, 가구원 수는 5만 1,000명으로 전남 인구의 2.8%에 달합니다. 국내에 거주하는 결혼 이주 여성은 한국 사회에 적응하는 과정에서 자국의 생활 방식과 문화 등이 달라 출산과 산후조리에서 내국인보다 많은 어려움을 호소하고 있습니다.
I hope you enjoyed GGN News Focus. Coming right up, 오매광주.
오매광주 Good afternoon, culture lovers!
And welcome to 오매광주!
We are your hosts, Dave
and Lindsay.
Welcome to another edition of 오매광주. On today, it's Tuesday, October 22nd.
저는 Lindsay.
저는 Dave입니다.
안녕하세요. Well, Dave, here we are, second day of the show. How you feeling?
I'm feeling great and all the more reason to be excited today. It's day one of our 보이는 방송 also today, Lindsay.
That's right. If you were ever curious about what Dave and I look like, jump onto YouTube right now and type in 글로벌광주방송. You can see us. Probably a little bit disappointing.
No, I'm sure you'll be delighted, listeners. Do check it out. We'd love to have your comments in real time. We'll try and read them as they come in, and we will try to give you guys a good time because, of course, here on our show, whether you're new to Gwangju or even a Gwangju 토박이, there's always something new to discover.
That's right. So stay tuned because today's show is going to be packed with fun and interesting info.
Of course it is. Here on 오매광주, we are bringing you our special culture show via GGN, coming at you Monday to Friday from 12 until 2 p.m. And today we'll start the show with Ride the K-Wave once again to learn everything there is to know about Korean culture.
And after that, our resident Satturi dialect expert will join us to guide us through the beauty of 전라도 사투리.
Yeah, and we would love to invite you to join us too, listeners. 그래서 혹시 방송 중에 저희와 공유하고 싶은 사연이나 신청곡 있으시면 언제든 문자 주시고요.
That's right. Send us your song requests and anything else you'd like into sharp 9870.
샵 9870으로 문자 많이 보내주세요.
Of course, you are tuned in to GGN. That's coming at you 98.7 FM in Gwangju and 93.7 FM in Yeosu.
그럼 지금부터 오매광주와 함께 신나는 문화 여행을 떠나보겠습니다. 린지, 우리 오늘의 첫 번째 곡은 뭔가요?
오늘의 첫 번째 곡은 아파트 APT featuring Bruno Mars. This is by Rose.
Welcome back to 오매광주.
It is time to ride the K-Wave. In the first hour of our show, we'll be taking a look at all things related to Korean culture.
Yeah, and on Tuesdays, aka today, we'll be taking a look at some of the most recent, remarkable, trend-setting releases across film, TV, and literature.
That's right, it's our content show, and today we have something delicious that we're serving up to you, all of our listeners out there, right, Dave?
Yeah, not just our listeners, Lindsay, but even our viewers, as of course, from today, twice a week, we will also be live streaming on NotTube. You can check us out on there, and if you do happen to be live streaming on NotTube, well, you might have noticed that Lindsay's done a little bit of a costume change in preparation for this.
That's right.
We should mention, by the way, on NotTube, we'd love if you tune in and watch us in the studio in real time, but due to copyright issues, the music that we play on the show doesn't go on NotTube. Just you get to hear the great chat, maybe some of the banter between the two of us, see what we're doing in the studio. Music is exclusively for the radio. But one of the things you would have seen is this costume change. 그럼 왜 이렇게 입으셨죠, Lindsay?
Oh, well, first I think, Dave, you got to describe what I am wearing in the studio today.
It's a 영어로 뭐라고 할까요?
뭐라고 해야지?
Chef's apron?
Chef's apron. 땡.
모르겠어요. 저 그 부엌에서 키친에서 일한 적이 없어가지고.
Oh, so I am wearing a chef's jacket.
chef's
Dave.
jacket이라고 해요?
Yes, that's right. Come on. I'm sure that you watch Hell's Kitchen with your fellow countryman, Gordon Ramsay. He popularized the chef's jacket.
Did he? I have not watched it. No.
You get your passport taken away for that.
그래요? Maybe I've watched it. 근데 미국에서만 뭐 그렇게 좀 진지하게 하는 것 같아요. In England, it's a little bit more low-key.
That's right. That's
but
right.
He popularized it, this chef's jacket.
I think he did on one of his several reality TV shows. But yes, I am, in fact, wearing a chef's jacket. And that can mean only one thing for the show today.
You got a new job as our resident chef.
Bye! I'm out of here.
Whoa.
I'm going to open my... No, I'm not. And I'm also not cooking for you.
Oh.
But I might be cooking if I was invited to the TV show that we're talking about today.
Do you think that you would be worthy of cooking alongside these individuals?
You know what? I would definitely give it a shot.
I'd like to watch it. Entertainment value.
You'd have to pay me a lot to do it. But yes, today we are talking about that cooking reality TV show that's taking Korean airwaves by storm, 흑백 요리사.
Yeah, not just Korean airwaves, Lindsay, but I've even seen international fans of the show starting to emerge. I'm a big fan of an American social media website, and I saw people on the cooking community for that website discussing that TV show, 흑백 요리사, Culinary Class Wars, as I believe it's called in English, saying how it offered a really unique and fresh take on these cooking reality shows, which we've seen a few of in recent years.
Yes.
This one removes the drama, removes the backstories. It focuses just on the talent, the ability of the chefs, and I think a lot of people really enjoying that.
That's right. And not only that, but it's kind of bringing a fresh new look at Korean cuisine. Because, of course, Korean cuisine, aka 한식, is these days quite popular around the world. But I don't think a lot of people realize the variety of cuisines that are actually made in Korea. So it's not just about your local 한식집 anymore. It's all about fine dining, Chinese cooking, Japanese cooking, Western cooking. All of these things become really popular in Korea. And this show is showing how popular those cuisines are and the level of talent that a lot of Korean chefs have.
Yeah, it's super impressive to see the best of the best on that TV series. We discussed it, I think, on our previous show, Lindsay, very briefly. But one thing that I found really funny on the very first episode, seeing all these amazing chefs, one of the chefs commented to somebody else, "Oh, I think all of the good restaurants in Seoul must be closed today." And it's a pretty accurate statement, no doubt, as so many talented individuals involved. But just in case any of our listeners or our viewers on NotTube are not familiar, Lindsay, could you tell us a little bit about what that series is, 흑백 요리사?
I'm sorry, Dave. I think you misspoke before. I'm not Lindsay anymore. I'm Chef
Lindsay.
Chef Lindsay today.
셰프님.
That's right, Chef님. I will tell you about Culinary Class Wars, aka 흑백 요리사. So if you haven't seen it, it's a reality competition show. It's a little bit similar to that very popular earlier reality competition show, 피지컬 백.
맞아요.
Now, in this one, there are 100 chefs. They are divided into white chefs and black chefs, according to the color of their jacket. There are 80 black chefs and 20 white chefs. And the white team chefs, they are like the very famous, kind of most celebrity chefs in Korea, already established, very elite chefs. Then you have the black jacket chefs, and they are unknown but very talented chefs, but they might be like chef owners of their own restaurants, but they're not like celebrity chefs. And so basically the black jacket chefs compete to get the chance to compete against the white jacket chefs.
Yeah, pretty much exactly spot on. Yeah, it's a really interesting way they've done it. There are multiple rounds in which different challenges are presented. And if you're hearing about this for the first time, well, you're in luck for one reason, because now you can watch all of the episodes on Netflix, by the way. It started on September 17th over the course of a few weeks. Finalizing on October 8th, they released all of the episodes. And so many talented people involved, but not just that, the two judges are also incredibly talented individuals. That's first and foremost the veteran restaurateur, entrepreneur, also celebrity chef, Notuba Baek Jong-won, who I am a big fan of. And maybe we can say the biggest star to emerge out of Hukbaek Yorisa, and that is Korea's only 3 Michelin star chef, An Song-jae. The two of these individuals together, they judged the 100 chefs, and it really gave some great insight into these two very incredible minds.
Yeah, and actually I was reading an interview with the producer of the show, and he was saying that this show actually really started with Baek Jong-won. So Baek Jong-won came to them and was like, I want to do a show like this, and they kind of built it around Baek Jong-won being one of the judges, and so showing how much he encourages the culinary world in Korea. But what do you think, Dave? So we have Baek Jong-won, who kind of represents more of a humble 집밥 style, easy to eat style, and then you have An Song-jae, which is fine dining, like elite top fine dining. What do you think about the choice of these two judges?
Yes, I thought it was really great choice, and actually they said that the reason these two individuals were chosen was specifically in order to match with the concept. One of the two represented the black spoon, maybe emerging chefs in a lot of cases.
You know, it's a play on the word huksuja, right? So the black spoon is huksuja, but also when we talk about social classes, very popular suja system, that is the huk with a deer suja was representing the lower class, so kind of the unknowns, the underdogs.
Exactly, and in that case, that was Baek Jong-won. He was considered to be from the black spoon field. On the other hand, An Song-jae represented the white spoon field with his 3 Michelin stars. Unprecedented. That puts him in the very elite of chefs around the world. We're going to talk a little bit more about Hukbaek Yorisa, but today we also have a Hukbaek Yorisa related quiz question to bring to you guys. If you watched the show, you would have seen this really amazing round in the semi-final, and that is the subject of our quiz today, Lindsay.
That's right. Our Sharp 9870 quiz today is your chance to win some great prizes. Whether you're listening on the radio or watching us on YouTube, definitely get your fingers ready to send in your quiz answer. So here it is, cooking fans out there. We have a food question for you today. In the semi-final of Culinary Class Wars, or Hukbaek Yorisa, an endless cooking challenge was held using this ingredient.
네, 흑백 요리사의 세미판에서는 이 재료를 사용한 무한 요리 지옥에 펼쳐졌죠.
That's right. This is a soft white ingredient, and it's made by pressing soaked beans. So the question is, what is this ingredient?
네, 맞습니다. 물에 불린 콩을 짜낸 콩물에 간수를 넣어 끓이는 이 식재료는 무엇일까요? 부드러운 식감과 뽀얀 색깔이 특징이죠.
That's right. And of course, to make it a little easier, we'll give you some options. Is this ingredient A,
된장,
B,
두부,
or C?
치즈.
One more time. A,
된장,
B,
두부,
or C?
치즈.
Now, all you got to do if you know the answers is send in the answer to that quiz question or anything else you'd like to Sharp 9870. Now, short messages will cost you 51. Longer messages will cost you 100won. 맞죠, Dave?
네, 맞습니다. 짧은 문자 50원, 긴 문자 100원 문자 수시로 되어 있습니다. 정답을 아시는 분들은 샵 9870으로 문자 보내주세요. 퀴즈 정답뿐만 아니라 신청곡이나 재미있는 사연도 대환영입니다.
And we have some great prizes from B Hospital,
A culture voucher,
from Sumneb,
an easy breathing mask,
from C Hospital, specializing in egg freezing,
a free infertility test,
and from Chungjangno's new wine bar and restaurant, Le Paher.
a gift certificate certificate for your next delicious meal.
You gotta tell us what that ingredient is at sharp 9870. We're gonna take a break and we'll be back with more 오매광주. Dave, what do you want to hear?
Yeah.
안녕하세요, 윤종신입니다.
이정아입니다. 탄탄한 내일을 위해
함께 들어볼까요?
퇴직연금 신한은행 인생물리 보고 안정적
퇴직연금은 탄탄한
신한은행 퇴직연금.
투자 전 설명 청취, 상품 설명서 약관 필독, 원금 손실 발생 가능 및 투자자 귀속, IRP 수수료 최대 0.21%이며 홈페이지 참고.
Let me introduce you to some of Gwangju's best spots to relax and recharge this autumn. Since last September, Mudong Mountains Summit has been open year-round. Hike up anytime and enjoy the breathtaking autumn scenery. With vibrant fall foliage all around, it's the perfect hiking trail for a peaceful autumn escape. For a perfect autumn picnic in Gwangju, head to Hwangryong Riverside Park. It's an ideal spot for a picnic, camping, or a leisurely walk. Take in the vibrant autumn cosmos and silver grasses as you enjoy a peaceful outing. Why not visit the Gwangju Seocheong Silvergrass Festival to see the beautiful autumn silver grasses? The festival offers various cultural performances and hands-on activities, perfect for making lasting memories. Enjoy your fun city, Gwangju. This campaign is brought to you by GGN.
안녕하세요. 운동 유튜버 심으뜸입니다. 요즘 친환경에 필요한 게 뭔지 아세요? 바로 내 몸. 밖에선 한정거장 거리 정도는 걷기. 유산소 운동 효과에 탄소 배출 감소 효과까지. 안에선 안 쓰는 플러그 뽑기 스쿼트. 하체 근력 강화 효과에 기후변화 방지 효과까지. 어때요? 효과 확실하죠? 몸 좀 움직였을 뿐인데 건강도 아끼고 환경도 아끼고 친환경 피지컬 함께 시작해볼까요? 공익광고 협의회.
양파생 본 아프티 맛있게 드세요 there. Welcome back to the show. You turned into 오매광주 here on GGN, which means you're listening at 98.7 FM in Gwangju and 93.7 FM in Yeosu. I'm Lindsay.
I'm Dave.
And today we are taking a very delicious walk through the cultural phenomenon that is 흑백 요리사.
Yeah, I'm a huge fan of that series. I gobbled it all up, Lindsay, in real time. 나오자마자 제가 끝까지 다 봤어요.
That's right. Actually, I'll tell you a true story. I have not seen the entire show.
아직 끝까지 못 보셨어요?
왜냐면 내 사랑하는 남편이랑 같이 보고 있어요.
정말요?
But the problem is that all of my coworkers on the show have seen it, and
All of your coworkers, aka me.
Yes, and also our beloved HPD. You guys have seen it. You guys keep wanting to talk about it, and I have to keep cutting you off. Like, no spoilers, no spoilers. But I think I might be the last person in Korea who has not watched
왠지
this
그런
show.
것 같아요.
맞아요.
Actually, not entirely true, Lindsay. During the station break, we did get a message from listener 1155.
That's right. You want to read it for
I'd be
us?
happy to. Our listener, just like you, has not watched it. The listener says, 흑백 요리사 요즘 아주 그냥 인기가 엄청나더라고요. 전 아직 안 봤지만 정답은 땡! 와, 오늘 첫 방송 축하합니다. 데이브, 린지 응원해요. 와, 감사합니다.
감사합니다.
정답도 보내주셔서 감사합니다.
That's right. We'll have to see if they're correct. And actually, that last song that we listened to, Bon Appetit, which of course means 맛있게 드세요, was from a listener 1931 1931님. Dave, can you read this one?
Yeah, our listener says 주말에 김치 축제에서 재현석 셰프 소금 퍼포먼스 봤어요.
Oh, that's
그런
right.
소금 퍼포먼스인가요?
That's right, because at the kimchi 축제 this year, there were several chefs from the show, 흑백 요리사, invited to the kimchi 축제. Tried to get my husband to go. He said no.
That's so disappointing.
Nah. Dave, did you get a chance to go?
I did not, no. I would have loved to if I'd have known there was going to be a Solgun performance. How could I have resisted?
Oh, salt performances.
Yeah.
Come on, guys. We're also getting lots of love on our YouTube channel. If you want to check out Dave and I doing this live on YouTube, all you got to do is search for 글로벌광주방송, and we are there live. Dave, you want to read? Let me see. I'll read one, you read one.
Okay.
This one is from J. Kim.
Okay.
J. Kim writes, 오매광주 대전에서 청취하고 있습니다. 오랜만에 GGN 라디오를 듣는데 새로운 프로그램이 생겼네요.
맞아요.
That's right. Thank you so much for tuning in, J. Kim.
Yeah, another one that I just noticed. Somebody pointed out your great method of wearing the headset. That's a bonus for you guys streaming on Notu.
Yeah, I do that because my ears hurt. You have to check it out on YouTube. That is a classic Lindsay headset style.
Sure, do check it out and keep those messages coming in, listeners, to Sharp 9870, Sharp 9870. You can also check out our live stream, as Lindsay said, for the first time. We are broadcasting on Notube today. We're talking about 흑백 요리사, and we'd love to know what you guys think of that show as well. Any favorite memories, any favorite chefs?
That's right. Was there anything that was surprising? And I'll go to Dave on this one. Dave, were there any dishes from that show that stood out to you?
Yeah, the one that immediately comes to mind, Lindsay, is I think maybe not too controversial. I think there is one part, I'm not sure if you've seen it, but all of the chefs had to go into the 편의점, which of course was like PPL, and make a dish from that. And naturally, all of the chefs were doing stuff like ramyeon or stuff from like with rice. And one of the chefs, so creatively, he went and took like a cream bang, and he took the cream out and he put it together and made beautiful tiramisu, and he took it to the chefs.
Oh.
And An Sung-jae said to him, wow, I could imagine going to a luxury hotel in Seoul and paying like 3만 원, 5만 원 for this. And he just made it from the basic ingredients that he found in the 편의점. That was phenomenal. That tiramisu really stuck with me.
Is that the famous 밤 tiramisu that I've been hearing so much about?
Presumably.
Okay, we'll be talking about that and 편의점's in just a bit. For me, I have to say that the standout crazy dish was probably the dish that was called 팔보. What was it? 팔보 왕자? The 8 Treasures meatball from, I think, the second episode of the show. One of the Chinese-style cooking chefs did this, like, he deep fried a whole onion wrapped in meat and then took the onion out and stuffed it with other stuff. It was the biggest meatball I had ever seen in my life.
Wow, incredible stuff. I'm wondering if that might have been by the one chef who I said actually you kind of have a bit of resemblance with, and I see that one of our listeners or viewers actually says 정지선 셰프님이 만든 마라 딤섬 먹어보고 싶은데 요즘 웨이팅 너무 길다고 하네요.
That's right. These
I think
days,
Lindsay looks like 정지선 셰프님, by the way.
That's what he's saying. Thank you. I'll take that as a compliment. But that's one of the big issues.
Yeah.
If we're talking about 흑백 요리사, one of the big things is not only the popularity of the show, but also the spill-on effects that the show has had for the careers of everybody
그러니까.
involved,
In
right?
fact, I saw that all of the chefs seem to be one by one going on the YouTube channel of Baek Jong-won. Recently, maybe 이틀 전에, I saw my personal favorite chef, maybe one of yours, Mr. Triple Star. He is the king of cool. He went on that show and he said that every day he opens, not every day, every month, they open the reservations for the following month at midnight on the first day of the month.
Wow.
And open at midnight by 12:01, i.e. 1분 안에, it's all finished.
Really?
All fully reserved for 1 month in 1 minute.
Wow.
So that just gives you some idea of the sort of demand for the restaurants there.
Yes. Yeah, I actually have some stats about that. So not only our opinion, but also according to a report by Catch Table, so searches for the chefs who appeared on 흑백 요리사 restaurants skyrocketed 74 times, as in 74배. That's how much people were searching for their restaurants, and reservations for these restaurants surged by almost 5,000%.
Wow.
5,000%.
Wow. Amazing.
I don't even know how many times that's doubled. That's like 50 doubles of this. Also, the reservation rates jumped by 148%. So there are, if you go to Seoul and you go to some of these restaurants from the chefs who appeared on the show, you will see like the waiting times around the corner, lines out the door.
Yeah, it really is incredible to see this this phenomenon in real time. I also just mentioned, by the way, how a lot of the chefs are going on Baek Jong-won's YouTube channel. Not just the competitors, but An Sung-jae went on the channel himself. And I can see we've got a message from listener 6932 about that right now.
That's right.
yeah.
So 6932 6932님 writes, 안성재 셰프가 알려준 마늘 라면 레시피로 먹어봤는데 JMT 완전 꼭소해요.
Yeah, it's amazing. He roasted up some garlic in the oven and then he took it out. He cut it in half, put it in the water to boil, and then added the ramen into the top. It looked incredible. Listener 6932 confirms that. I also sent in a song request, Lindsay.
That's right. All of us right now longing for 라면. So this is the perfect song. We'll be back after this. 악동 musician with 라면인 건가.
악동 musician right there. 라면인 건가? Maybe 안성재 style. A little bit of manna in the water when you're boiling it might make it all the better. Yeah, he really looked amazing. And Baek Jong-won commented, "Well, this is 3 Michelin star style ramen, but you can do it yourself at home."
That's right. I think we roast garlic quite often in our house. There's also garlic confit. Have you ever done that?
Sure.
You just-
Like mashing it down.
You just cover garlic with olive oil, and
Yep.
then you throw the whole thing in the
맛있겠다.
oven, and you just let it go for like an hour.
Wow.
It makes great garlic oil and also confit garlic, which is delicious.
Sure.
There's a little tip from Chef Lindsay
There
right
you
here.
go.
We are talking all about 흑백 요리사, the cultural phenomenon that is sweeping the hearts, minds, and stomachs of people across Korea. We'd love to know what you think about this show. Do you have a favorite contestant? Maybe a favorite dish that you want to try? Have you ever been to any of the restaurants by any of the chefs in the show? Let us know at sharp 9870, or you can hop over to our YouTube channel. Check us out. We're live right now, 글로벌광주방송. You can leave a comment there as well. Dave,
Yes.
I got a question for you.
Uh-huh.
Would you rather have
Okay.
been judged
Uh-huh.
by An Sung-jae
Yeah.
or Baek Jong-won? If you were a chef on the show wearing a snazzy chef jacket
Sure.
just like this, which one would you rather have been judged by?
I don't want either of them to judge me.
Oh,
yeah.
You're on the show. Unfortunately, that's not how reality shows work.
둘 중에
So
꼭 한 명이 선택해야 한다면.
당연하지요.
Yeah, An Sung-jae, of course, he's got incredible palate. There's one amazing part where Chae Hyun-suk made like vongole, and he served it to An Sung-jae, and An Sung-jae was like, "Oh, it's great, but there's a little bit imbalanced." And it went back to Chae Hyun-suk, and he said, "Oh, actually, I forgot to put garlic in it," and that just really affirmed to me just incredible An Sung-jae's skill. But for years and years, I've loved Baek Jong-won as a fellow broadcaster, Lindsay.
That's
I'm
true.
a big fan of his
And
restaurants
a big
too.
coffee drinker.
Yeah, I love him, and so I would go for him. I actually refer to him as Baek Jong-won 형님.
Oh.
So yeah, just
more
a
like
personal
$1
relationship.
Jong-won, am I right?
True
He's
enough.
a great
What about you,
businessman.
Lindsay?
You know, this is interesting. So I'm not a chef by any stretch of the imagination. However, this is a little known fact about Lindsay Andrews on the show, is that my husband is actually a chef. So I put this question to him yesterday. I was like, would you rather be judged by Baek Jong-won, who, let's be honest, probably has like a little bit easier standards to hit, or An Sung-jae, who is so meticulous about everything.
진짜 꼼꼼히
맞아요.
하시잖아요.
그래서 안성재 좀 더 어려운데 백종원 살짝 우리 생각에는 살짝 쉬웠는데 my husband said 100% 셰프 입장에서 그 안성재
Yeah.
무조건.
So there was a bit of a 논란 about that, wasn't there, Lindsay?
Yeah, because you know the 백종원 might be a little bit easier, but 안성재 definitely I think a lot of chefs respect him, and just to get his mouth around your food would be like the highest honor.
But as I said before the station break, we were talking about how all of the chefs one by one are appearing on Baek Jong-won's YouTube channel. It was really great to get some like behind story. And Triple Star, who, as I mentioned, I think he's great. I think he's going to be one of the big stars to emerge from this series. He had a conversation with Baek Jong-won where they talked about how he'd been getting a lot of hate. A lot of people were criticizing him because in the first round where the two chefs were walking around and, you know, trying and 탈락입니다, 생존합니다, 이렇게, they went to Triple Star and he was like, oh, please, I want An Sung-jae to judge me. I don't want Baek Jong-won to judge me. And people were saying that he was being too like elitist or something. He got a lot of criticism. Ultimately, Baek Jong-won did judge him, and Triple Star made this comment on the YouTube channel. He said, but the editors cut out the part where afterwards I said, oh, but Baek Jong-won also really picked out expertly what I was trying to impart in my dish. And so Triple Star said he was wrong to have said that there was any difference between the two of them. He acknowledged that Baek Jong-won also really worthy of being a judge at that sort of level.
Definitely. And Baek Jong-won actually says that in the show quite a lot himself, is like people think of him as more of like a kind of normal food and more of like a businessman. But the fact is that that this... What, are you laughing, Dave? Do you have something to tell me?
No, I just saw one of the messages.
Okay,
regarding-
well, we'll get to it in a sec. The fact is that he's been around the world,
Yeah.
and he's tried food from almost like every famous
it's
restaurant,
incredible.
right? So
He knows so much.
definitely, he might be more well known for being a businessman, but he definitely has the experience. Okay, put me out of my misery. What message are you looking at, my dear
Oh,
Dave?
yeah, just very recently we got one saying, Dave, 셔츠가 너무 멋있어요. 어떤 브랜드인가요?
Oh.
It's tailored shirt. So
Okay.
Not really, but I'm not going to reveal on air.
Look at that, listeners. You too could ask Dave for fashion advice. All you got to do is
Don't
get
do that.
involved with the show.
But yeah, talking about 흑백 요리사,
Mm.
100 chefs, I think all to varying degree maybe known or unknown.
Mm-hmm.
But here in Gwangju, there is one chef in particular who I think a lot of us here in Gwangju were quite excited to see on that show.
Yes, I remember watching this. My husband was like, "Oh, 안유성 셰프예요." And he's very famous here. We love to see, if there's one thing Dave and I love to talk about, it's Gwangju 출신 people, right?
Shout out to Gwangju.
That's right. We are very proud of being adopted tobagis. And so we got to spend a little bit time talking about Gwangju's very own celebrity chef, An Yu-sung 셰프님. He is a Japanese cuisine chef. He is the 16th master chef of Korea, 조리 명장.
Yeah.
And he's president of, get this, the Korea Sea Chef Association.
Wow. Amazing.
I think it's 해산물. It's supposed to be like seafood, Seafood Chef Association.
Makes a little bit more sense.
맞아요. Not the chefs cooking in the sea.
Sure. I'm sure he could do that, though, as talented as he is. Yeah, I mean, it goes beyond chef. He's not just a chef. He's the 조리 명장, as you just said, the master chef of Korea. Worth pointing that out. But yeah, he trained at a famous Japanese restaurant in Seoul, but then he always had this dream, this ambition of returning here to Gwangju, his hometown. And he did so in 2002. He opened his first restaurant, and that really fulfilled his dream, this idea that he'd had to return here to where it all began.
I
and
love
start
it.
this restaurant.
Because you know what? I think a lot of people from Gwangju, they go out of Gwangju, they make it big, and you kind of feel like you need to be in Seoul or Busan, these bigger cities, to make it big.
Yep.
But we love a person who comes back to their hometown and makes it big here. And his restaurants are very famous in Gwangju, but not only famous with Gwangju tobagis, but also with South Korean presidents. 4 South Korean presidents have visited his restaurant. And he has a really cool style that kind of melds Japanese style with local Honam ingredients.
That's right. That's right. He uses some local delicacies, if you will, including gebur, raw hongo, of course, which is something also which got a lot of attention on 흑백 요리사.
Dave's a big fan of hongo, right,
Sure.
Dave?
You got to be down here in Namdo.
Every day, you eat it every day for breakfast.
Of course. Nothing else I would rather eat. But yeah, I would love to give An Yu-sung's version a try, by the way. He has really got a big following due to his creativity, and his Namdo-style sushi, as they call it, has become his signature dish. He's really creative. We already told you that he is known as being a master chef, or he is a master chef, the 16th in Korea. But not just that, he's actually even got a doctorate due to his innovative cooking methods.
What?
And he's also applied for multiple patents for unique recipes, including using 물김치 for vinegars.
Whoa,
Yeah.
that's really interesting. Okay, I want to back up to getting a doctorate.
Yeah.
What could that be in? Do people get doctorates in chef?
In chefing?
What is
Why not?
that? I know that is traditionally considered the difference between a chef and a cook. You might be saying, like, because in Korean, often they were called the same, 요리사, but in English, we have a difference between chef and cook. And basically, chefs have official education that makes them, that's
Go to
what makes them
culinary
chefs.
school.
They go to culinary school, exactly. So I wonder if you can get a doctorate in that.
Oh, why not? I think anything's possible, Lindsay. Another thing that's possible is that you guys might be able to tell us the answer to our quiz question. We introduced it before, but how about we remind our listeners once again what is today's question, Lindsay?
I think we're going to have to. We have tons of prizes that we are just dying to give away, and all you got to do is answer the sharp 9870 quiz. So here it is one more time. In the semifinal of 흑백 요리사, an endless cooking challenge was held using this ingredient.
네, 흑백 요리사의 세미파이널에서는 이 재료를 사용한 무한 요리 지옥에 펼쳐졌죠.
And this soft white ingredient is not Dave. It is in fact made by pressing soaked beans.
네.
What is this ingredient?
그러니까요. 물에 불린 콩을 짜낸 콩물에 간수를 넣어 굳히는 이 식재료는 무엇일까요? 부드러운 식감과 뽀얀 색깔이 특징이죠.
I love this ingredient. I eat it almost every day. So Maybe that gives you a hint. Is it A,
된장,
B,
두부,
or C?
치즈.
That's right. All you got to do is tell us one more time. A,
된장,
B,
두부,
or C.
치즈.
And you can win some great prizes.
Yeah, so send the answer into Shop 9870 listeners. Shop 9870. You could also send it into our NotTube channel as we're live streaming right now. We're going to be back in a few moments' time with part 3 where we'll be doing Satori time, learning some Satori from Jeollanam-do. But first, we're going to listen to this track. I talked about my favorite dish being tiramisu made from 편의점 ingredients. So this trending song recently is We Are the Night with tiramisu cake.
would agree with me, but I always imagine 전라도 사투리가 틀릴 수도 있어요. But I always imagined it kind of similar to the Cockney accent. So I don't know. There's Cockney accent also has a kind of image, a little bit of like quick talking, smart on your feet kind of image. I always imagine.
그리고 그런 사투리 뭐 듣자마자 그 사투리 쓰는 사람 좀 판단하게 될 수도 있죠.
맞아요.
이 사람
이미지 있어요.
어떻게 말하는지 들어서 아 이런 사람이구나 이렇게 생각하게 될 수도 있잖아요. 왠지 사투리 한국에서도 뭐 독 같은 요가 있을 수도 있지 않을까요? 그렇죠?
맞아요. 야, 무슨 이미지 있을 거예요.
그러니까요. So we're going to change that with the help of our 선생님 who's joining us, Miss Kim Jena from 역사사소. She's going to tell us. So I think the object of this segment, this corner, is we're going to learn some 사투리. 우리 사투리 배울 거죠?
I think we have a quiz coming up for us, Dave. So I hope you've sharpened your 사투리 tools in your head first. But I see here that the 선생님 has brought a lot of different information about 사투리 for us. And one thing I just want to ask about is 나 방금 거시기와 머시기 좀 이야기했는데 데이브는 한 번 안 써봤어요.
거시기라고요? 거시기라는 단어 제가 자주 써요.
Really? 나 한 번 못 들었어요.
거시기 있잖아. 저거 좀 갖다줘.
네, 그래요?
들렸어요?
아니에요. 나 못 들었어요. 거시기는 정확히 뭐예요?
방금 말씀하신 것처럼 거시기가 사실은 사전적인 의미로는 표준어라고 나와는 있어요. 근데 저희들이 많이 사용을 하기는 하죠. 생각이 뭐 안 날 때 거시기 뭐였더라? 약간 이런 느낌으로.
거시기 있잖아.
네, 맞아요.
거시기 is so cool because 영어로는 우리 약간 비싼 단어 있는데 근데 물건에서만 쓸 수 있어요. thingy. You know, Dave, we say thingy a lot.
저 thingy 있잖아요.
Give me that thingy. 근데
맞아요.
거시기는 사람, 장소, 물건까지 다 쓸 수 있죠.
네, 맞아요. 그냥 모든 걸 포괄적으로 거 있잖아 라고 하면 그냥 신기하게 다 알아들으시는 상대방이.
그래서 표준어는 그냥
이제 거시기라고
거시기 표현이 되어 있어요.
Really?
네. 근데 사실은 사투리가 더 가깝다고 생각을 하는데 어떻게 보니까 표준어에 등록이 되어 있더라고요. 네.
그럼 뭐 저라도 사투리에서 시작하고 이제 엄청 뭐 도움이 될 단어니까
좀
표준어까지 올라간 거 아닐까요?
그랬을까요? 저도 그랬으면 참 좋았을 것 같아요.
Did you hear that? Sorry, we have to refresh this. 거시기 is officially not 사투리. Did you hear that? It is officially registered as 표준어 or 표준어 standard dialect, I guess. Wow, I'm shocked. 거시기는 나 사투리 100% 전담 사투리인 줄 알았어요.
맞아요.
Indeed, yeah, it's a great thing for sure. We're going to talk a little bit more about 사투리, I think. But first, we got a song, very appropriate track. 이번에 무슨 노래 들을까요, 린지?
How about 아따 거시기 with Go?
눈 뜨면 하루가 밝아오네 비금
아따 거시기를 with go.
아따 거시기.
어떠세요? 선생님 잘했죠?
네.
We're getting better. 우리 살짝. We're getting better. Welcome back to 오매광주 here on GG. And Dave and I are endeavoring to learn some 전남 사투리. We are sitting down with our 사투리 선생님 right here. She is ready to teach us a little bit about that. But before that, we are getting lots of comments on our YouTube channel, 글로벌광주방송. A lot of comments about what people's favorite 사투리 words are. So I'm going to read a little bit of them. Dave, tell me if you've heard of a little word called 근깨.
근깨 잘 쓰는 단어죠.
맞아요.
전라도에서는.
맞아요.
무슨 뜻이죠, 린지?
그러니까. 맞아요?
네,
그러니까.
맞아요. 제일 많이 쓰는 단어.
Yes, I use it a lot.
네.
제가 많이 쓰는데 데이브는 그러니까 많이 쓰지.
그러니까. 이제 근깨로 좀 바꿔볼게요.
맞아요. Yes,
그러니까.
change it. We also got one from, this is from Lala13. They write, 저는 친구들이랑 있으면 사투리 엄청 많이 쓰는데 그중에 아따, 이냐 이런 거 많이 써요.
Wow, thank you for the message.
I use 아따 a lot too, like when I'm angry,
그러니까.
약간 짜증 낼 때 항상 아따 많이 써요.
왠지 린지는 그냥 평소라도 사투리 많이 쓰는 편인 것 같은데 내가 봤을 때.
근데 억양이 아직 익숙하지 않아요. 억양도
정말요?
중요하니까
맞아요.
선생님.
그렇죠. But I think you do make an effort though, 린지. 왠지 린지 같은 경우는 표준어 쓰는 것보다 여기 전라도 사투리 쓰는 게 좀 더
왠지
좋아하시는 것
알아요?
같은데요?
왠지 알아요?
왜요?
나 광주 남자랑 같이 결혼했어요.
아하. 그럼 일부러 억지로 하는 거 아니라 그냥 자연스럽게 그렇게.
맞아요. 우리 아저씨들 그 사투리 많이 써요.
정말요? 와, 진짜 좋겠네요. 그렇게 자연스럽게
Dave is
배울 수
also married to a 광주 사람.
맞아요.
But does your wife use, Mrs. Dave, does she use a lot of 사투리?
모르겠네요.
Oh.
쓰지 않을까요?
I'm not sure. I don't know. What do you think?
모르겠어요. 그냥 광주에서만 이야기하니까 이게 표준어인지 사투리인지 어떻게 구분할 수 있는지 모르겠네요.
You know
이게
what?
좀 어려운 점이죠.
맞아요. There are a lot of words that might not be aware of are actually 사투리. 맞아요.
예를 들어서 아까 우리 거시기 이야기했는데
거시기,
원래 사투리였는데 이제 뭐 서울 사람들이라도 쓰는 단어이라고 하셨잖아요.
맞아요. 근데 반대 말도 있어요. 우리 광주 사람들이 표준어인 줄 아는 단어인데 근데 사실은 사투리. 맞아요. 그런 단어 엄청 많아요.
아까 말씀하실 때 일부러 억지로 막 이 말도 어떻게 보면 사투리인 것 같아요. 네, 억지로
정말요?
뭐 한다 막 이렇게. 근데 그 억지로란 말이 일부러 약간 이런 말이잖아요.
네네.
네, 그런 것 같아요.
그래요? 와, 저 진짜 저런 사투리.
오래들 사셔가지고 배우자분들 덕분에
그래요? 와,
많이
놀랐네요.
사투리가 되어가고 있는 것 같아요.
이렇게 될 줄 몰랐어요.
나도 몰랐어요. 일부러 사투리예요?
네.
그 억양이 사투리라고 하시는
억지로 하거나 역불로 뭐 이렇게 많이.
맞아요. 사실은 우리 전라도, oh my god, here we go. 전라도 광주 말할 때도 전라도
맞아요.
사투리 이런
억양이 이렇게 가니까.
맞아요. 그 혹시 또 다른 자주 쓰는 사투리 단어 있어요? 표준어인 줄 아는 것이 있을까요?
저는 원래 이게 표준어인 줄 알았는데 제가 일전에 어렸을 때 학원을 다닐 때 항상 선생님 낮밥 먹고 올게요라고 하면 서울 분이셨는데 선생님께서 낮밥이 광주 와서 처음 들었다.
낮밥이 점심이지.
네,
낮에 먹는
네,
밥이에요.
당연히 낮밥인 줄 알았어요.
그래서 이게 처음 들었어요.
네,
사실은 나
정말요?
점심 항상 써요.
그래요? 그럼 뭐 점심이 뭐 낮밥이라고 뭐 하는 거면 그럼 아침밥, 저녁밥은 혹시 뭐 또 다른 그런 단어
아침밥, 저녁밥.
그래요?
네, 낮밥.
That makes sense. 아침밥, 갑자기 점심, 그다음에 저녁밥. Why 점심 is 점심 and 점심 is not 낮밥? 아침, 낮, 저녁. 그치? That makes a lot of sense.
새벽밥.
야식 아니에요. 새벽밥이에요.
자연스럽게 그렇게 된 것 같아요.
정말요?
Okay, I have a question. Okay. You know when we do tiptoe? Dave, tiptoe 알지?
네, 알아요.
When you're walking on tiptoe.
좀 조용히 걷고 싶을 때.
Well, yes, like when you're sneaking on tiptoe. I have heard a lot of 꽃발.
네, 맞아요.
꽃발도 사투리예요?
꽃발도 사투리예요.
오.
네네. 약간 까치발 들고 간다 이렇게 원래는
까치발?
그렇게 말하더라고요.
오.
근데 저희는 당연히 꽃발 딛고 가지 말아라 이렇게.
But 꽃발 is a 사투리 and 까치발. So originally tiptoe is 까치발, magpie feet. But in Gwangju we say flower feet. 꽃발.
꽃발. 몰랐어요. 금시초문이네요.
맞아요.
오늘 많이 뭐 배울 것 같네요. 왠지 표준어라도 모르는 것 같은데 뭐 혹시 뭐 낮밥이라고 하셨는데 혹시 또 다른 뭐 좀 비슷한 거 있을까요?
뭐 잠화 약간 저희는
잠이
그냥
온다.
잠오면 잠 오는 건데 졸려라고 한다고 하더라고요. 서울 뭐 표준어를 기점으로는. 네, 그래서 좀 이 말은 뭐지 약간 조금 생각하게 만들었어요.
나 잠아 진짜 자주 쓰는데.
그러니까.
그래서 잠 온다도 약간 사투리예요?
네네 그렇다고 하더라고요. 저는 졸려라고 말하는 게 사실은 조금 그냥 예쁘게 말하려고 그렇게 말하나? 약간 이렇게 생각을
약간
했거든요.
좀 더 공식적으로 이야기할
맞아요.
때는 오, 나 졸려.
그럼 뭐 이런 단어 같은 경우는 서울 올라가서 뭐 잠이 온다고 하면 그 상대가 무슨 뜻인지 모를 수도 있는
이제
거예요.
알긴 알겠는데 조금 그럴 수 있겠죠. 잠화? 이거 어디서 왔지? 약간
이 사람이 광주에서 왔나?
네.
Where is 잠 going? Where is 잠 coming from? Right?
아하,
Where is
나한테 오는 거죠?
That's
잠이
right.
나한테 오는 거예요.
It makes sense. Like 잠화 literally means sleep is coming.
Yeah.
Right? Oh.
Interesting. 뭐 혹시 또 다른 거 있을까요? 혹시 또 다른 뭐
또 뭐 김치는 뭐 짐치라고는 이제 어르신들이 많이 이야기는 하는데
김치.
김치.
왜 이렇게 귀엽죠?
바깥쪽 이렇게 말 이야기할 때는 약간 가상에 가에 두지 말어라. 저 가상에 좀 둬라. 막 이렇게 이야기를 하시는데 그 말이 사투리라고 하시더라고요.
Wow. And actually there's one 사투리 that I was shocked. I actually told everybody over the song break, so none of our listeners heard it, not even our NoTube listeners. But we were all surprised to find out that 매료일, which is what day is it today, is actually 사투리. 매료일도 사투리죠?
맞아요.
맞아요. 원래는 무슨 요일. 근데 매료일 우리 자주 쓰는 오늘 매료일이지?
저는 매주일까지 말 안 하는 것 같아요. 제가 무슨 요일이라고 하는데 린지한테 많이 들었어요. 매주일이라고.
매료일 자주 쓰는 거. 특히 if you work with like kids,
아.
얘들아 오늘 매료일이요. 자주 쓰는
진짜요?
말이에요.
그렇군요.
일전에 저 이제 서울에서 잠깐 그 인턴 생활을 하는데 서류를 정리를 할 때가 있었어요. 그래가지고 서류를 뭐 그냥 저는 이거 여기에 다 넣으면 될까요? 이렇게 이야기를 했어요. 알아들으셨어요?
넣으면
여기서
된다고?
넣으면
네네.
돼요?
근데 이제 서울 분들이시니까 워낙 신아 씨 뭐라고요? 저한테 이렇게 하시더라고요.
예?
그때
뭐
좀
하고 싶다고요?
그때 조금 왜 소통이 안 되지? 약간 그래서 자꾸 말할 때마다 소통이 안 되는 느낌이라 조금 많이 자존감이 떨어졌을 때가 있었어요.
No.
그때는 그랬다라는.
I heard too the 모음 소리 많이 바뀌지,
네.
right? So we say like a lot of 소리 is coming out. So
맞아요.
특히 의 할 때는 의자, 의사.
맞아요.
나 한 번 내 인생 편생에 의자 말해본 적 없어요. I never said 의자.
그럼
여기
대신 뭐라고 해요?
광주에서는
의자.
의자.
의자예요.
의자. 현실적으로
해봐.
진짜 그렇게 말하는 거예요?
해봐.
의자.
아니요, 의자. 아니요, no 이.
오케이, 의자.
There you go.
진짜로요?
맞아요, 선생님?
네, 그런 것 같아요. 근데 자연스럽게 나오는데 이게 다른 말인지 모르는 거죠. 그 예를 들면 충청도 사람들이 쌀을 경상도인가 살 이렇게 이야기를 하는 것처럼 뭐 우리 그래서 저도 그냥 경상도나 이런 친구들은 쌀해봐 약간 이렇게 물어보는 것처럼 의자 뭐 그냥 저희는 자연스럽게 의자 이렇게 말하는데
그렇죠. 그러니까 이제 뭐 생각하면서 이야기하라고 하면 뭐가 많지? 이렇게 생각할 수도 있죠.
맞아요. So interesting, and we also hear a lot of like my husband often says this to our cat. 우리 고양이한테 자주 물어본 거 무대. 고양이 무대. And this means 뭐하냐, 뭐해요. Yeah.
Wow.
So a lot of like 소리 comes out in the
맞아요.
전라도
네.
사투리.
I can see by the way, guys, that we got a message. 우리 아까 이야기한 것처럼 one of our listeners really liked the point that we were making, I think, Lindsay.
Dave, you want to read it for
Sure.
us?
It's from listener 3948. They say 서울 가서 잠 온다고 했더니 친구가 키운 척 하지 말라고 했어요. 아이 무슨 키운 척이에요? 이 사투리잖아요. 매력이 있는 거죠.
That's right. 잠 온다.
잠이 온다.
It would be like in English if I said, "Oh, Dave, The sleep is coming.
Even just so I'm sleepy. I'm sleepy라고 하는 게 조금 뭔가 그런 느낌 있지 않을까요?
맞아요. But if you said it in a cute way, like
I'm so
sleep
sleepy.
is catching me, like I can
그러니까.
understand why people would think it was cute.
그러게요.
Right?
저는 지금 좀 잠이 오는 것 같아가지고 우리 노래 듣고 올까요, 여러분?
좋아요. So what are we gonna hear?
This one by 이형기. It is 말이야.
You're listening to GGN in Gwangju and Yosu.
안녕하세요. 윤종신입니다.
이정아입니다. 탄탄한 내일을 위해
함께 들어볼까요?
퇴직연금 신한은행 인생물리 보고 안정적
퇴직연금은 탄탄한
신한은행 퇴직연금.
투자 전 설명 청취, 상품 설명서, 약관 필독, 원금 손실 발생 가능 및 투자자 귀속, IRP 수수료 최대 0.21%이며 홈페이지 참고.
한국방송광고진흥공사에서는 혁신형 중소기업의 방송 광고 제작비를 지원하고 있습니다. TV 최대 4,500만 원까지 지원하며 신청 기간은 10월 11일부터 10월 24일 오후 6시까지입니다. 자세한 사항은 호박호 홈페이지를 참조하시기 바랍니다. 관심 있는 중소기업 여러분의 많은 참여 부탁드립니다.
Let's get it.
Hey, yeah, by Ive there. Welcome back to the show. You're tuned in to 오매광주 here on GGN. You're listening at 98.7 FM in Gwangju and 93.7 FM in Yosu. I'm Lindsay.
I'm Dave.
And Dave, what time is it?
It's 1:33.
Oh, okay. I meant like thematically on the show.
It's 사투리 time.
There you go.
맞습니다. We are exploring the world of 전라도 dialect here on 따라 해보란께.
Oh, that was good, Dave.
어떠세요?
But you know what? Again, we are unqualified to do this ourselves, which is why we are joined by our 사투리 teacher 김진아 선생님.
안녕하세요.
다시 안녕하세요.
네, 반갑습니다.
반갑습니다. 아까 알려주셨는데 뭐 벌써 까먹었어요, 린지?
뭐예요?
그 사투리로 반갑소잉.
반갑소잉. I can't do the 억양, man. It's 자연스럽게 안 나와요.
그래요.
사투리는 약간 일부러 하는 거 아니잖아요.
그러니까 억지로 하면
맞아요.
재미없잖아요. 자연스럽게 할 수 있으면 훨씬 좋은데.
That's right.
오늘은 we're going to start on that road. 그 journey to perfect 사투리.
That's right.
We're going to learn how to do it, how to become real 전라도 사투리 users.
That's right, because we've been calling this segment 따라해보란께.
따라해보란께.
And that means follow along. But as of yet, we've just been kind of chatting about what
맞네요.
사투리 means. But it is time to learn. Dave, do you think it's a good idea for international or non-Korean speakers to learn 사투리?
와, 너무 좋은 아이디어인데요.
Why?
사투리까지 뭐 잘 알면 그럼 이제 모든 사람이랑 이야기 엄청 편하게 할 수 있지 않을까요?
That's right. Or you could turn into me, and basically I have no more 표준어. So sometimes if I travel to like a different city, I don't know what they're saying.
그럴 수도 있죠.
So you have to have enough room in your brain for different versions of Korean, I guess.
Well, it's just, what is the difference between a dialect and a language? I remember a really famous quote from, I believe, Max Planck. He said that a language is a dialect with an army and a navy, but basically dialects are all just different forms of language. And so that's what we're learning.
That's right. 네. And we are excited for it. Dave, on a scale of 0 to 10, how excited are you?
100.
Go.
너무 진짜 기대되고 제가 원래 좀 표준어보다 뭐 사투리 제대로 할 수 있으면 좋겠다고 생각하고 있었어요.
그리고 한참 너무 많이 있죠.
그러니까요. 제가 뭐 한국어 배우는 거 좀 재밌는데 여기 광주잖아요. 뭐 제대로 광주 사람처럼 이야기할 수 있으면 훨씬 재밌을 것 같다고 생각하니까 혹시 선생님 오늘 뭐 도와주실 수 있을까요?
네, 그럼요.
너무 좋아요.
I think it's time to put us through our 사투리 paces because I've got a feeling that our teacher has got some quizzes for us. All right, 선생님. 자, 이제부터 우리 시작해 봅시다.
좋아요.
네. 그럼 제가 문제를 내볼까요?
좋아요.
네. 억양을 제가 이렇게 해볼까요?
오케이.
포도시.
놀랐어요.
따라하라고 하시는 거 아니었어요?
맞아요.
무슨 뜻일까요?
따라하는 거 아니에요.
네.
포도시 아니고 포도시.
And we followed so well.
그러니까.
Like we did it like in
잘했죠.
sync. That was like
잘
포도시. Okay.
포도시.
This is easy because it's got 포도 in it.
포도, grape.
Grape. And she is 씨앗, right?
그럼 와인 먹는 시간인가요?
아니요.
포도시?
메시예요. 포도시. 아니요. 내 생각에는 이게는 포도시. 포도에서 나오는 씨앗이에요.
원래는
뭐
뭐
토마토씨, 뭐 배추씨
근데
아니에요?
여기는 상시 아니잖아요.
근데 그거는 사투리 부분이요. 아닐까요?
그런가? 맞을 수도 있죠.
Okay, I'm going with I believe that 포도씨 means grapeseed.
Okay.
I don't know why we're learning grapeseed on this. It's not very often used.
오일? 그런 기름도 있죠?
포도씨유 아니에요.
그럴 수도 있죠.
맞아요. Dave, what's your guess?
왠지 뭐 좀 술 먹고 싶을 때는 이제 몇인지 알지.
근데 생각해봐야지. 옛날에 포도도 있었어요. 여기 한국에서.
있죠.
정말요?
그럼요.
있었을까?
포도주도
없었을까?
없지 않았을까 모르겠어요. 언제부터 생기지 않았을까요?
맞아요. Okay, so Dave's going with wine time.
와인 말고 그냥 술 먹는 시간이라고 할 것 같아요.
술 먹는 시간.
네네.
I'm going with grapeseed. That's going to be my guess.
그 중에 뭐 맞는 말 있을까요?
하나도 없었네요.
이렇게 제일 하고
포도시라는 말은 제가 어떻게 설명하기 쉽게 이야기를 해보면 처음에 오늘 여기 온 뒤 포도시 도착을 했어야 약간 이런 뜻이죠. 그래서 겨우겨우 차가 막혀서 포도시 도착했네. 약간 이런 말로 많이 쓰세요.
탔네.
맞아요.
포도시. So it means what would you say? Like
barely.
Like I barely made it here. 약간 시간에서만 쓰는
그렇죠.
표현이에요?
시간이거나 뭘 했다 겨우겨우.
그럼 뭐 시험 볼 때 뭐 점수 뭐 70점
포도시 이 선을 넘었어. 약간 이런 말. 그런 식으로 많이 쓰세요.
스포츠에서도 쓸 수 있어요.
그렇죠. 포도시 이겨버렸어요. 약간 이렇게 많이 쓰죠.
That's a good one. 포도시.
네.
얼마나 자주 쓰시는 단어일까요?
자주 쓰는 것 같아요.
정말요?
네네네.
솔직하게 말하면 저희 이 단어 이미 알고 있었어요. 그리고 이 단어 왠지 제 마음이 제일 두른 단어니까 제가 어디 광주 사람들이랑 놀 때마다 뭔가 좀 재밌는 이야기 안 할 때는 항상 이렇게 좀 퀴즈 내는 거예요. 혹시 여러분 포도시라는 단어 무슨 뜻이 아냐고. 왠지 광주 사람들이라도 한 50%만 무슨 뜻이 아는 것 같더라고요.
맞아요.
맞아요.
요즘엔 젊은 사람들이 이런 특별한 이 사투리 단어들 많이 잊어버렸어요. 내 생각에는.
그렇죠. 지금 갈수록 그렇게 될 수밖에 없죠.
It's really like one of Dave's favorite words. He's always like rolling it out whenever we do some 사투리. Whenever I'm like 근디, and then Dave's like 포도시, like that. He loves busting out the
근데
포도시.
선생님 기대하지 마세요. 전 포도시밖에 몰라가지고. 많이 배우고 싶어요. 포도시처럼.
자, 두 번째 제가 내볼까요?
좋아요.
제가
ready.
갑자기 생각이 났는데 선생님 보고 생각이 났는데 문장으로 말하게 맞춰보세요.
오케이.
오케이.
오늘 집이 옷이 겁나게 펄었어.
펄었어?
이게 다 사투리 문장인데 무슨 말일까요?
Okay,
한 번 더 말씀해 주세요.
Yeah, 한 번
어머
더.
오늘 집이 옷이 겁나게 펄었어.
겁나게.
Okay, I know all of these except the last word, which in
그러니까.
Korean is usually the most important word,
아,
right?
그러네요.
오매 오늘 집에 뭐라고
겁나게.
하셨어요?
옷이
겁나게
펄었어.
포로소 처음 들었는데. Okay, let's go through it. 오매 is
오매 무슨 뜻이냐고요?
선생님도 당황하신 것 같아요.
그러니까 아니, 오매 우리 표준어로 뭐라고 하죠?
어머나. 원래는 어머나.
오매.
오케이.
어머.
Surprise.
좀 놀랄 때 쓰는 말이죠. Oh my gosh.
집에 옷이 입는 옷이
그렇죠.
맞아요?
네네네.
오케이. 입는 옷이 겁나게
Like extremely.
겁나게
완전히 아주
자주 쓰는 것이에요.
이런 뜻이죠.
뭐라고 하셨어요? 펄어서 팔았어요. I sold all my clothes. 다 팔았어요. 아니에요?
모르겠어요.
포로시.
어떤 상황에 쓰는 말일까요?
맞아요.
오늘 그 선생님의 옷을 보고 제가 한 말인데 어머 오늘 너의 옷이 정말 파랗구나.
팔았다고요. 그 색깔 관련 말이군요.
네네네.
와 색깔까지 뭐 사투리 또 다른 단어 쓰는 거예요.
퍼렇다. 파랗다라는 말은 퍼렇다 펄에 약간 이렇게 말 많이 하시더라고요. 저도 뭐 그렇게 하기도 하고.
표준어라도 저는 색깔 좀 어려운데요.
맞아요.
이제 사투리까지 뭐 다른 단어도 배워야 하니까.
우리 오메나 인형이 펄었다.
맞아요.
이 색깔 맞으세요?
네네네.
파란색이에요.
뭐 빨간색은 뻘겋다.
데이브 얼굴 좀 뻘겋다.
그러니까 제가 지금은 생각하는 단어 있는데 뭐 어렵죠.
나 깜짝 놀랐어요. She broke our brains. Everybody.
그러니까.
So, 펄었다 meaning 파랗다, which is blue,
맞아요.
to be blue. So there you go. So that is 약간 모음 소리 바뀌는 사투리 점이에요.
그럼 이제 우리 조금 뭐 쉬면서 우리 다른 노래 한번 듣고 올까요?
좋아요. How about this one by 이하이? 어려워.
이하이 어려워. Just like learning 저도 사투리 어려워도 재밌죠, 린지?
어려운데
재밌단게?
재밌어요.
그렇죠. 우리 지금까지 뭐 배웠죠, 린지?
Okay, so we learned 포도시.
포도시 아니고 포도시.
포도시.
맞죠?
포도시 means
포도시 왔단게?
barely.
그렇죠.
And not to be confused with 포도시, which is the seed of a grape.
Or wine o'clock.
Or 1 o'clock. There you
네네.
go. We also just learned, right? That was an off-the-cuff quiz that left us
그쵸.
both surprised.
갑작스러운 퀴즈도 내주셔가지고 우리
맞아요.
당황스러웠는데.
펄었다.
빨간색도 알려주셨는데 벌써 깜빡했네요.
저도요.
뻘겋다.
벌겋다.
Which means 펄었다 means 팔았다, blue,
Uh-huh.
and 벌겋다 means 빨갛다, red, right?
네.
Did I say that right?
맞는 것 같은데
맞아요?
뭐 그거 좀 둘이 좀
그래서-
표준이랑 좀 비슷한 느낌이어가지고
더 다른 뭐 초록, 저럭. 그런 소리
갑자기
아니에요?
다른 사람 변한 것 같네요,
맞아요.
린지가.
That's the 사투리 word for 초록색 아니에요?
초록은 뭐 초록색, 녹색.
녹색. 신호 볼 때마다
네.
녹색이라고 하는지.
아니요,
초록색이라고-
파란색 해요.
아니에요. 초록색 녹색이다 초록색이라고.
근데
하는 게
사람들이
좀-
파랑불이라고 해요. 아니에요?
맞아요.
Maybe that's a generational divide.
모르겠어요.
Anyways, we are here to learn more 사투리, which means Dave and I are ready to be embarrassed by our lack of knowledge because our
맞아요.
wonderful teacher Kim Jung-ah 선생님 is going to quiz us on more
네네.
사투리. All right, are you ready? 선생님 준비하셨어요?
네.
또 다른 퀴즈 질문 있을까요?
갑작스럽게 퀴즈 내주라고 하는 게.
Yeah, that's right now we are in
맞죠.
quiz session.
오늘 너무 선생님들이 너무 퀸이 있었어요.
귀인 있다고요?
Okay, this is going to be a good one because Dave doesn't know the
네.
word. He's actually never heard of 귀니다 or
어제
귀인.
린지 갑자기 단어 뭐 써버렸는데요. 제가 귀인이라고? 이게 무슨 뜻이지? 이렇게
퀸이는
생각했어요.
나 어제는 우리 퀸이는 호스트예요. 그 약간 그런 말이 했는데 데이브는
귀인?
귀인?
이게 내가 알아야 하는
뭐예요?
단어인가? 이렇게 생각했어요.
So if I say Dave, you're very 퀸이다. You have a 귀인.
일단은 제가 먼저 떠오른 것은 나한테 욕했나? 이렇게 생각했어요. 왜 갑자기 나한테 그렇게 말하는 거지?
No.
모르겠다니까.
You just do that because it's me, Dave. And so Dave is like, well, 당연하지. Lindsay is
그러니까.
like 욕하는 것인데.
근데 욕 아니죠?
아니에요. 좋은
아니죠.
말이죠.
매력이라는 이제 전라도 말인데 실제로 많은 분들이 모르시긴 하더라고요. 그래서
정말요?
요즘에는 이제 너무 외계어 같은 말이어가지고 사람들이 이제 많이 알긴 하는데 다른 지역 분들은 정말 모르세요.
Oh, really?
네, 근데
Like, 뭐 있다?
네,
귀인이 있다고요?
이렇게
귀?
말 많이 하세요.
그럼 퀸은 Dave is, I would say, just like you.
매력 있다고요?
매력이 있는데 근데 살짝 뉘앙스 살짝
맞아요.
다르지.
네.
처음에는 매력 그렇게 많이 없을 줄 알았는데
그럼 나한테 욕하는 거 맞는 거 같은데요?
아니요. 왜냐면 귀 있는 것은 약간 you see the
맞아.
person every day and every time it's like you're okay, this guy is kind of cool. It's like getting better every
좋은
time you
말이에요?
meet them. Yeah, 좋은 말이에요.
맞죠?
좋은 말이죠. 근데
네네.
한 번씩 귀는 없어 이러면은
아.
진짜 약간 뭐 매력이 없다.
아.
왜 저래? 약간 이런 뜻으로도 많이 사용을 하죠.
그렇군요.
네.
그럼 제가
매력.
린지한테 진짜 기니 없다.
아!
해드릴까요?
그럼 싸우죠.
안 할게요.
I'm sure there are some
그러면 안
사투리
되죠.
words for 싸우는 거. But
어.
we're not going to talk
다음에.
about them. 아니요, 우리 못해요. 이게든 this is a
긍정적으로만.
family 방송이에요.
네.
Right? Okay, so 귀니다. So Dave, who would you say has 귀니다? 매력이 있는데 아마
아주
처음에
쉽죠.
아무나, who?
우리 선생님이 기니 있잖아요.
So 이게 귀니다는 100% 좋은 말이에요.
그쵸.
오,
네.
그러면 귀니다.
그럼 제가 방금 그렇게 말해서 좀 더
네. 너무 좋아요.
정말요? 그럼 다행이네요. 우리 리스너 청취자 여러분도 다 기니 있으시죠?
네.
맞아요.
그렇죠.
맞아요.
그렇죠. 오늘은 우리 좀 많이 배운 것 같은데 왠지 제가 시계 보니까 와 벌써 시간 다 없어진 것 같네요.
No.
그쵸.
So that means I guess that it is time to say goodbye.
네.
혹시 goodbye 전남 사투리로 어떻게 해요?
다음에 봅생.
다음에 봅생.
자, 가랑께.
네,
그럼 다음 주도
고생했어.
화요일 아래 다시 나와 주실 거죠?
네.
그럼 다음에 또
선생님.
뵙겠습니다.
맞아요. 와주셔서 감사합니다.
네.
Bye.
일단 우리 노래 좀 듣고 올까요, 린지?
좋아요. Before we say goodbye for good, we're going to listen to this track by 악뮤. It is 매력 있어.
oh, 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 oh.
악동 musician right there. 귀니 있다.
That's right. 매력 있어, we should say.
귀니
But
있어.
Dave, you definitely have some 귀인.
Oh, you too, Lindsay.
Thanks. Oh, my gosh, Dave. I have just found the perfect connection between Gen Z slang and 전남 사투리.
뭘까요?
Queen is Riz.
아하.
Yeah, you got that queen. You got that
솔직하게 말해
Riz.
Riz도 무슨 말인지 모르겠어요.
It's okay. You're a little bit old, so you're not down with the youth. That's all right.
아니 한번 설명해 주세요. Riz이라는 단어.
Riz is charisma, but the English charisma, not the Korean charisma.
아, 그럼 좋은 말이에요?
Yeah, 좋은 말이요. Riz는
매력 있다고?
매력이에요.
아하.
그래서 Riz and Quinita shaking hands.
와,
Same
진짜
meaning.
알려주셔서 감사합니다, Lindsay.
You're welcome. I'm here to keep your finger on the pulse of the young generation,
Really
Dave.
helping. We had a lot of fun today, Lindsay. We talked about 흑백
did.
요리사.
We did.
We just learned some 사투리. I'm already genuinely really excited for next week. 다음 주까지도 뭐 진짜 기대되네요.
We'll be sounding like real 광주 도박이s in no time.
그러니까.
And it was so great to see all of our comments on our YouTube channel. Once again, 오매광주 is coming to you on live stream on YouTube on Tuesdays and Fridays. So you can tune in to see what Dave and I look like, see what we do between the song breaks, and leave your own comments. We had lots of those today, so that was super fun. Thank you so much for tuning in. We also got some comments on our message board, which you can get in touch with at sharp 9870 on your phone. And a lot of those comments were to do with our quiz.
Yes, they were. So I think that means that it's time for us to introduce the answer or inform our listeners of the answer to the quiz. As we said in the first hour of today's show, we were talking about 흑백 요리사, and one of the most impactful scenes involved the endless cooking, including one main ingredient, a very challenging but fundamental ingredient. We asked our listeners to say what that ingredient was.
That's right. It's soft. It's white. It's tasteless. It's not me. No, it's dubu.
Dubu.
So, listeners, if you sent in that answer to us, we'll be getting in touch with you with some great prizes.
That's right. But for now, it's time for us to say it's the end of today's 오매광주, Lindsay.
That's right. But make sure you are tuning in from 12 to 2 p.m. Monday to Friday right here on GGN. That's 98.7 FM in Gwangju and 93.7 FM in Yosu.
And coming up next will be the Music Lounge.
We hope you have a fantastic Tuesday, and we'll meet back here at the same time tomorrow.
Yeah, we're going to finish with one final track. This is by 이고도. It is 우리 같은 사람들 월, 화, 수, 목, 금.
오후 12시에서 2시까지 오매광주!